ओ पकड़ लैन दे तेज धारों को जकड़ लैन दे आज फटे चक लैन दे हो चक लैन दे.
Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Viral again, and this is a new kind of making videos for me because I wanted to explain this topic, which is the block pattern, and I was thinking what can be the best way to explain this. And because I have made a new channel which will be totally like this, and the channel is Codepur, which you will find in the description. That is for people who want to watch me in Hindi. But for this channel, which is Tech Viral, I'm going to do the same thing. So today we'll talk about the giant block pattern. What is that? Why we have to use it in Flutter? And is it compulsory to use it? Or what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? So this block pattern is a kind of a pattern which you use for managing state in Flutter. And the thing is that why it is important is because of streams. And this block pattern was given by, I guess, Paolo, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, and there was one more guy from Google, and they thought that this can be the best pattern for making Flutter apps, or maybe if you are doing some Angular Dart work, so in the web way. So before proceeding, what is block pattern? Let's talk about streams, okay? Because I know that many of you already understand what is block pattern, what is streams and all that, but I know that many of you still don't understand. So let's talk about it first. So I have this, so I'm gonna rub it all, and okay, so can I place it here? No, I cannot. So let's just place it somewhere. Okay, so let's talk about streams. So this is Flutter. I hope it is visible. Okay, and so let's say we have a pipe like this. Okay, this is the pipe, and I know this is not a very good pipe, but this is one end, and this is the another. So we call it in, and we can call it out. Correct? Now this pipe, where from here some data will enter. Okay, this is some data which is gonna enter from here, and some data will be out from here. Okay, now this data is entering. This can be in the form of anything, and this also can be in form of anything. Now this pipe is usually what we call stream. Okay, so basically what is stream? So stream is not something which is a very, like, it's a very heavy word, but the stream is just there's a flow of data. Okay, so a flow of data is a stream, basically. That's everything. Okay, now as you can see, some input will come and some output will be on the other end, will be received by the particular person who will be listening to this stream. Now how this will be controlled? Okay, so this stream will be controlled by the stream controller. Okay, so if you are familiar with the RxDart or RxJava or any reactive programming concepts, then this stream we called as observable, and this stream controller we call as subject. Okay, so there are like three different subjects. One is publish subject, replay, behavior. So we'll talk about that as well. So this is the main idea of streams, that it's kind of a pipe. From one end you will insert some data, and from another end you will receive some data back, and then you can modify the data before outputting it. So like, let's say here we are inserting here 1, 2 and 3 from this end. Now in the pipe we will change this data. Let's say we will add +1 to all this data, and then it will be 2, 3 and 4. So you will receive here 2, 3 and 4. So this particular process of changing the data or transforming it is controlled by stream transformer. Okay, so this is what we call as the stream transformer, by which you can modify the data in between when it is still in the pipe. Okay, so let's talk more about it. So let's talk in the terms of BloC. So let me just delete it a little bit, and then we can talk about BloC, and I hope I am able to make you understand what it is all about. So now we have BloC. So what we call BloC, it's business logic components, okay, where you will write your all business logic. So there are some rules of BloC, that it should be, one is platform independent, okay, and second, it will be all about input and output, okay. Now if you will consider this pipe again, this is the pipe, let's say again, this is the input part and this is the output part. So how you will do the input thing? So input will be done by the sync property of the stream, and output will be by the stream property, okay. So BloC pattern says that input, output, or sync and stream are the two things which will be there present in the BloC itself, okay. So and there are some more points which makes it like that there should not be any UI related code and all that. So that we will try to cover later. So one thing is that this input and output, second one is the platform independent, and third important thing is that you need to close the stream. Close the stream whenever its work is done, so that there is no memory leaks and all that issue. So now let's talk about how to use this BloC pattern. Actually there are a lot of information that this is BloC and all that stuff, but people don't actually know how to use them. So first of all, let me just tell you that you can use BloC for everything, for any kind of data. So let me just give you an overview by a diagram that how it actually works. So let's say there are some widgets in Flutter, okay. So this is the widget, this is a button, let's say, okay. Here is my BloC, and then there is another widget which is a text, okay, and this is another widget. Now I'll do some via sync, I'll do some input to this BloC, okay, and this will do something whatever it want to do, or it will hand the data to any kind of let's say view model or whatever you want to use. Maybe you can directly use it, or it can talk to any database or whatever, or any API or something, and then it will pass it to the another widget which is in the form of stream, okay, and this will receive this data and then it will display to the text, okay. So sync is for input, stream is for output, this is the BloC, okay, and the only responsibility of these widgets is that they have to just care about the rendering part or the UI part, and this BloC will do all the business logic things and all the logic part, right? It's a little bit difficult to understand at first, but it's very easy, trust me. So let's see how we will make this BloC, okay. So one more time we will draw something. So how you will make the BloC class. So I'm not going to I'll explain in my way, okay. It's not like everyone has to implement something like this. So let's say we have a class my BloC, okay. This is how we write it, and this is how we end it, let's say here. Then we can have something called a stream controller, okay, which will take the input in form of a string, and let's give it a name, let's say S controller, and we will declare it like this, that stream controller. I have skipped the new keyword because it is now optional, and something like this, okay. Now this is my controller which I will use to control the streams. Now I need two more things. One is the sync and another one is the stream property. Okay, so for the sync we can just say sync and what kind of input I want to take, let's say string. Okay, and I can say, let's say input sync or whatever name you want to give. Okay, and let's make it a property, not just like this. So what we can say, get me a property, and we will code it as well later, but right now just try to understand. And then we will use this operator here to make it a property easily without using any return keyword or something like that. And then we can use this S controller here, and we can say dot sync. Okay, so this is my BloC class. I have first one is S controller. I have initialized it, and then I have a sync which is input sync, and I can just say S controller dot sync. Then I'll take a stream which is the third important component, and now like what type of data I want to return, which will be again a string, let's say. And then I can use this get property, and I can just say output stream. Okay, and again this big hand operator, and then I'll say S controller dot stream. Okay, so this is how you will make your my BloC class. We are still not in the constructor phase, so let's go to the constructor part after this. And because I have a very small board, so I'm just deleting this. But after this, what we will do? Okay, so I need to delete this as well so that we can have more space. Now let's do this way, that this is our class my BloC. We did some initialization here, and then we will make a constructor here. Okay, and then inside the constructor we will ask our S controller, that S controller dot stream dot listen. So it will listen whenever there will be some data. Okay, so how it will listen to some data, that it will call some method. So let's say on data. Okay, and this is my end of my constructor. Now I'll make this class on data. Okay, so if you remember the sync property, it takes a type of string. So we need to specify an string here, that some kind of data will come in the form of string. So I can say string A. Okay, and whenever there will be a data, what I want to do, I will modify it, and I will say that A plus, and because it's a string, let's say A plus hello. Okay, and then I'll pass this data to my stream, which is the output stream. Okay, dot add, and this A, and that's done. As soon as I will add this data, I can access this stream via a stream builder in my widget, and then it's all done. And then it will as soon as I will add this data, the stream builder will get the data and it will rebuild the widget. Okay, I'll explain this in the code, but I just wanted to give you a brief. Now how you will talk to the BloC via a widget or something. So this is one thing. So this is our on data method, and here we will do some operations, and then we will add that data in the stream. We can also add some error. If let's say, let's not close it here. So let's say this is output stream, and I want to add an error, then I can add an error like this, something went wrong, and then it will add that error, and you will receive the snapshot dot has error in the stream builder, and you can then perform some changes regarding that. Okay, now one more thing is there, that after doing all these things, you also need to close the stream. because it can cause memory leaks and performance issues if you will not close the streams as soon as you are done with it. Okay, so you can write something like void dispose a method, and inside that you will say sController dot close. Okay, and you can also write a question mark here if you want to say that this should not be null, and if it is not null, then close it. Okay, so this is how you will make this block. Now I told you about this stream controller. So this was our stream pipe, which we are calling stream, and it is handled by stream controller. Okay, and there is some flow of data. So this is the flow of data. Now it is controlled by this stream controller, and it is receiving by one person. So let's say this is my widget A, which has this stream builder. Now this A is listening to this stream, okay, via the stream controller. Now this stream controller can be of two types. One can be single subscription and another can be broadcast. Now because A is listening to this stream, no one else can listen to it. So A is listening to this stream, which means that A has been subscribed to this stream. So once A is subscribed, if you are using a single subscription stream, then only A can listen to whatever data it throws, okay, or it outputs. But if let's say there is a B widget as well, if this widget wants to listen to the same stream, then he cannot, or it cannot, right? So in that scenario, your stream controller should broadcast the stream, it should not be a single subscription stream. So that's the idea. If you are using RxDart, then every stream controller is kind of a broadcast type. Okay, so like it's a behavior subject or a replay subject or a publish subject. So if you want to know the difference between them, then also I can talk about it in next video. But this is how we work. Now let's say I told you about the block way, the block part, okay, but I didn't tell you how you can manage it in widgets, how you will send the data to the block. So let's say this is my button, okay, and inside my button I have this on pressed property, okay, and here I want to let's say call that input sync. So what I will do, I'll ask my block, let's say I have this my block constructor, okay, this is not looking good, and dot I will get the input sync, and then dot add I will add some data, okay, let's say Pawan. So as soon as I will do this, it will go to my block, and then it will call that on data method, and here I will receive this Pawan, and then I am appending Pawan hello and sending back, okay, and then there will be one more widget which will be, let's say, text, and it will be wrapped by a stream builder, not this way, but the way will be little bit different, and then it will be listened to if it has some snapshot dot data, okay, and here we will specify the stream, and the stream will be, let's say, output stream. Okay, so this is how we work. Okay, if you don't understand any of this, then I'll explain it again, don't worry about it. So the advantage of using stream is that you can add any kind of data in the stream, and especially if you are making an application where you have the functionality like searching and all that, then these streams can be very powerful for you. Plus it totally decouple all the app, like you can have a UI part at one end, you can have the business logic at one end, and you don't have to worry about the maintainability of the code, testing of the code. So it works pretty well, and the only concern is that you have to use them carefully, because you don't want to don't want to go in the situation of memory leaks and all that. So to avoid that, try to close the stream as soon as you use them, and try to use like if you are using a page, and for different pages try to use different blocks, and with every page make them stateful widgets, so that you can dispose the streams which are not controlled by any stream builder. So if a stream is listened by a stream builder, then stream builder will automatically close the stream. But in case if it is not listened by using any stream builder, then you have to close them manually. So if you are using a stateful widget, then you get the dispose method, you can override it, and then you can close the stream. So this is the major idea behind the BloC pattern, and this is how we use it. I'll show that in an example. I have made one more video for BloC pattern, but that was not very I guess if you are new, then it's a little bit difficult to understand, but I really care about explaining BloC pattern and the scope model and all that. But I personally use it a lot, so I thought about explaining it like this way. So I'll make more videos on it. Please tell me how did you like this way of making you understand or not. Please let me know, and I'll come with more videos if you like this way. And if you're not subscribed to CodePut, then you can subscribe it. There will be all Hindi content for Flutter and everything, and this is the new way of doing things. So at once I'll try to be on the board because I like it, and then I'll try to move to the code editor, which can be VS Code, IntelliJ, Android Studio, anything. So thank you so much guys for watching, and thanks for helping me in getting near to 20,000 subscribers, and we are getting really close. So if you're not the subscriber yet, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to press that bell icon to get the future updates from this channel. And I'll come with more BloC related videos, and I guess this is like, if you didn't understand even a single thing from this, then don't worry, you will definitely get more idea when I'll make more videos on this. So thank you so much, bye bye, take care and have fun.